fighter, always have been. In the ring and in business. 30 years of battles, rising, falling, rebuilding. I've made money, I've lost money, but it wasn't until I created Zapata Systems was I able to really climb my way out. But the toughest fight, it wasn't physical. It was watching money walk out the door week after week, whether to vendors charging too much or labor not justifying the revenue. That money stress, it doesn't always stay at work. It follows you home, turns into arguments, cold dinners, and broken peace. And then there's the IRS, back taxes, deadlines, pressure you can't punch your way out of. Zapata Systems shows you what you're really paying. It gives you control, leverage, and savings. This isn't about surviving. It's about winning. You're in a fight. Start acting like it. Zapata Systems. Fight smarter.
All right, guys, another week of movie talk. I am Joe Zapata. We got a great show for you today. We're going to talk Street Fighter, Supergirl, and Hancock 2. And, of course, let's introduce the team first from the writer's room. Rob Alvarenga. What's up, Robbie?
Gentlemen, so happy to be with you guys tonight.
Yeah, what do you got? With a body like this, huh? Is that what the show says? Who needs it? Yeah, that's true.
Just saying.
I got the same issue, man. I got the same issue. And from DC Unbox, Dave, DC Clary. What's up, Dave?
What's up, fellas? How are you?
What's going on, man? When was that Christmas, man? Christmas is coming here before you know
Yes,
it.
sir.
All right, guys. So before we start, let's actually get the bad stuff and the tragic news out of the way. Obviously in the news all over the place, Rob Reiner, who he was in All in the Family, great actor, All in the Family, great director. Probably I put him in the top 20 at least. He's not in Spielberg's, range, but he's up there definitely. Rob Reiner. We lost a great Rob Reiner. Tragically, he was killed by his son, Nick. We don't know all the details, but, him and his wife, Michelle, are dead. It's very tragic news. I couldn't believe what happened when I heard that. Hold on one second. I'll start off with you, Rob. Maybe you want to talk about it. Maybe what you got the news, what you hear about it, what you think about it.
This one hurts. I'll be honest. Because the thing, to your point, as far as ranking, directors or artists and stuff like that. I'm reminded by a quote from Marlon Brando when he was doing an interview when they asked him, what does it feel to be the greatest actor of all time? And he was just like, I don't think that's a thing. That shouldn't be a thing. Everybody should be, judged on their own character. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because Rob Reiner, he's a special kind of storyteller. I mean, this guy originally was Meathead in All in the Family, like years ago. That was his, but and his father, Carl Reiner, was already in show business. So he managed to kind of be one of those Hollywood children that kind of grew up and actually made his own name. And he did it really with his movies. I'm just going to list a couple. I think for anyone that's been following on social media, I think there's a meme out there that shows the list of movies that Rob Reiner directed. This is Spinal Tap, Stand By Me, The Princess Bride, A Few Good Men, Misery. There's an underrated movie that's now getting a lot of clips online is The American President with Michael Douglas. Every single one of his movies really hits you in a very emotional way. There's something in each one of his stories that you could relate to in whatever part of your life, whether it be when you're growing up, Stand By Me. It's kind of the definitive, almost definitive coming of age movie. Misery, which was one of these few Stephen King movies where just whoa, that movie was almost as good as the book. Few Good Men. I mean, Jack Nicholson and Tom Cruise in that iconic scene where it's you can't handle the truth. I mean, it's powerful stuff, man. And from everything that I've read about the guy is just so genuine. He genuinely loves working with people, being with people, standing up for people. He was an activist as well. and he just wasn't afraid to like. He just wasn't afraid. That says a lot nowadays. A lot of people just worry about their image when you get to a certain like place in like fan like famous and
Hmm.
celebrity. They protect their image. Rob Reiner was had none of that. He was who he was, and what you saw on any interviews, that's genuinely him. And it's just a tragedy beyond words that he's murdered. He's taken away from us along with his wife. By his own, suspected by his own child. I mean, this it's ugly. It's horrible. It's like it's not. He deserved better. He deserved to like go out of this life on his own terms, just like how he did in every single one of his movies. He did his thing on his own terms.
Yep, 100% right. Dave, what did you think about the news? Tragic news about Rob Reiner, man.
Yeah, I mean, I remember I actually happened to be up. I think it was Saturday into Sunday. I just happened to be up at like 12:30. I woke up and I saw the email come through and it was like breaking news. And I read it. And at first I was like, is it something who passed away last year, a year and a half ago? Him and his wife. I forget.
Gene Hackman.
Yeah, Gene Hackman. I was like,
Yes.
is it that again?
Hmm.
And then the story unfolded pretty quickly, and it's a shame. And apparently the son's mental health struggles have been well documented. So it's just terrible. And he has such an amazing career. Like, even if you don't necessarily follow stuff like we do, you've seen something that he's done, because what he's done has been so classic and iconic, right?
Hmm.
Whether you someone who watched All in the Family, or Princess Bride is one of your favorite movies, or even for the first time I watched The Wolf of Wall Street the other night, and he's got a great role in that. Like, he's got like 5 minutes of screen time, but he's fantastic in it. And it's just such a shame,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if he was still intent on working, if he was doing anything, but I mean, it's not really the way these people should go out, unfortunately.
No, I think he was doing he finished This Is Spinal Tap 2. That was
He
the
did,
last one.
he did direct that one. Okay.
Yeah, he did that one too, and that was the last one I saw. I didn't realize though, when Harry Met Sally, that was based on like his life. Did you know
Yeah.
that? That like he
Yeah.
was
When he was with his wife, his wife actually changed how that story ended. Actually.
She did. She changed how the movie ended, because he wasn't in love with anybody. Then finally, while he was editing, he fell in love with his wife, and because she's the one who said, "Hey, change the story, because now me and you are together," because it was about him. And he changed.
Right.
It was a nice story and everything, but it's sad to think we live in a world without Rob Reiner anymore. Really sad. I remember growing up watching him when I was a kid, like 6 years old. My grandmother would watch All in the Family. I'd be just sitting there watching it, and I didn't get the show, but it was hysterical apparently. And that show would not happen today.
No.
With all the stuff going on, but it was a funny show, man. And I really didn't realize like 44 million people watch that show every day at a certain time it was on whatever Tuesday night or whatever it was. So a lot of people watch that show. So it was
Yeah,
really, again, tragedy, and condolences to his daughter and everyone else that's out there. Other Reiner family, very tragic story. So again, let's try to move on to our next kind of subject here. The next one actually is Will Smith. He actually teased that Hancock 2 was actually going to be coming out, and he actually has Zendaya is actually approached for a role. So actually, that sounds pretty interesting. I liked Hancock, the first one. I thought it was pretty cool, and I'd like to see Hancock 2. Let's see. We'll see what Will Smith does. Dave, I'm going to start with you. What did you think about this news about possibly Hancock 2? Did you like the first one?
Well, apparently it's so crazy it made Rob head for the hills. So,
yeah, Rob dropped off for a second. He'll be back.
I was surprised at Hancock. I did like it. It hit at the right time when like superhero mayhem was like at a fever pitch. So you could almost, it could have been. Actually, I haven't seen it in a while, so I don't know if it holds up. Like, it may just be good. I thought it was good because of the time that it came out. The story was interesting. How the closer he got to who he was supposed to be with, the less powers he had. That was an interesting spin.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Is it? It does say Zendaya is being approached for a role, so
she's being approached for a role, so she's not officially confirmed.
Nothing's concrete.
But that's what Deadline's doing.
I would see it. I think it's a few years too late. And the other unfortunate thing is so many people now feel a particular way about Will Smith because of the last, 3 to 4 years. And it's like he can still, he might still have it. Got to see him for like he's delivering his product as a professional. Like, just let it be that. But who knows?
Yeah. All right, Rob. Hancock 2. Did you think about that news? What do you think, Hancock 2? Zendaya?
I'm not. I saw the original, and obviously, I don't know. I felt it was good, but it wasn't like my thing, to be honest. I don't know what it was about that movie. I mean, I get it. It was like the whole like anti-hero, like, basically this, John Hancock was this guy that was just so wronged. He just has this really ugly outlook in life, and his arc is like kind of like that redemption arc about bringing all the way over to be a real hero, the hero that he should be, that matches his powers. For me, I don't know what it was about that movie. I just never fell in love with it, and for what it was, I'm like, okay, this is a good one-off, But it's not a movie that I've actually revisited, to be quite honest. It's not. There's nothing really too like. I don't know if it's memorable is the right word. I'm almost leaning to like it's not really all that redeeming, to be quite honest. The whole character, it's just even when at the end when he like realizes who he is, whatever stuff like that, and what he should be, he's still an asshole, So it's just like, and I know that that's part of the shtick in the movie, but it doesn't mean that I have to like him if he's like that.
Yeah.
So, I guess that's why I'm like, when I saw the news for the part 2, I was just like, okay, so he's going to be a better version of this character, supposedly. And then you're bringing in Zendaya, which, please don't give me like, this like, daughter he never knew he had kind of crap. My understanding is that she's supposed to be some kind of like version of Mary Jane in this. At least that's what the rumors are saying. But I don't know. It's, I wasn't in love with the first movie. I can't say that, this news is like, moving me to actually look forward to the second one. And to Dave's point, I think people are pretty like, they haven't forgotten what Will Smith, has been like the last few years.
Yeah.
Is that, is this really going to like now affect, when he does blockbuster movies now? I think it will. I'm not all that interested.
Has he done anything since The Slap or anything that I could remember? I don't know. I think he did a guest star on Bel Air.
Yes, he did do that. I thought he did something like kind of like, low key, but I can't remember it.
No, he's been the mayor of Sim City since then.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hasn't really done much, so I don't know. We'll see. All right, guys. Well, we'll do our next subject we got, and that is the Street Fighter trailer. Okay, the Street Fighter trailer. All right, guys. I saw this trailer, and I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't like it that much. I was like, okay, I'm not going to go see this one. I just don't. I don't know, something about it. I've seen the first one with Raul Julia. Remember, he did it, Raul Julia, and I remember that one. But this one with all the, I don't know. It just looked horrible to me. I don't know. Dave, did you see this trailer? Whatever it was.
It looks like they went for it. Like they just pulled the video game out of the console and stuck it on the screen. Like every frame was ridiculous. If you're a Street Fighter fan, you're probably excited. I'm not a Street Fighter person, so I'm not interested in seeing it. But I have a feeling it's going to do okay. It can't do any worse than the Jean-Claude Van Damme version.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Rob, did you see that trailer? Whatever it was, I don't know. I was like, "What is this?"
I'm with you. When I saw that trailer, I'm like, "What? What did I just watch?" Yeah, exactly. I agree with Dave. They really embraced the video game for sure. and it just seems like, yeah, it's just like, it's gonna be like a live action version of the actual arcade game. I mean, and I'm not sure. I mean, if you're gonna embrace the camp of it, it
Hmm.
could work. It could work
Hmm.
if they really kind of like want to like not really take themselves seriously and just give the audience you just like wall to wall action. You nail down the characters the way they should look, and they act the way they do, or at least what you would think they would act based on the video game and stuff. And give us the action. Honestly, I'm not even sure how you can even make a solid cohesive story out of this. The only one the only versions of Street Fighter I saw that actually was like, it's like cool. It's an actual story and it's really engaging. Was the animated version of Street Fighter back in 1984 or something like
Mm.
that. It was an
Yeah.
animated version of it. It was actually following Ryu as the main character, and his arc, leading up to M. Bison. Um, I don't doesn't look like this is gonna be a thing
No.
because based on all the characters that you see there, I mean, it's just a lot of big names. I don't know who the main character is. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. It just seems like everybody's fighting in this like rave party,
Hmm.
and they have a car there. So
Yeah.
that's what it looks like to me.
Yeah.
And so could be fun. I get it. I think Jeremy Johns once when he reviews his movies, so movies like this, it's like could be fun if you're drunk. So
Yeah. I mean, it's got some big names in it, like Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, Jason Momoa's in it. I mean, 50 Cent is in it. I mean, this
it's
is
a
gonna be
lot of characters. There better be somebody dying out of here because it's
yeah,
just too many people to go around.
yeah, Street Fighter at P Diddy's mansion, whatever. That's I don't know what it's gonna be.
Yeah, really.
It's gonna be crazy. I don't know. I have no interest in this. I hope they'll release a better trailer, but I don't know. Not gonna see this. This is off my bucket list. So we actually will go to the next one, and that is the big one. That's the Supergirl trailer that we all got to see and everything. And I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was for a first time little teaser. I thought it was good. It was good enough. I hear a lot of, again, mixed reviews, this and that, James Gunn, blah, 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 which, give it a shot. I think it's going to be good. These people. Rob, you saw the trailer. What did you think about this? What are your thoughts?
I liked it a lot actually because I was really looking for two things. One was the tone of it mirroring what the comic book that is based off. Supergirl is not a female version of Clark Kent. Okay, she doesn't have like another identity to hide who she really is. She is who she is. She witnessed the destruction of her home world, and she is jaded. She is angry. She is pissed off beyond belief, and she just is like wallowing in her own misery. So they definitely captured that tone from this character in this trailer, which I was very happy to see. The other thing also is like, is it going to be like just a cool experience? One thing I could honestly say that I felt really good about, it gave me a lot of Guardians of the Galaxy vibe, like the first one,
Yes.
where it's just like this ragtag, group just like in the middle of just like deep in space, and there's trouble everywhere, and her with her sidekick, which I don't know the character's name. I was reading it, I just got the name, but evidently it's just there's them two against everybody else, including Lobo, and she's in a world where she could be hurt.
Hmm.
So it's looks like they got all of that nailed down based on
Hmm.
this teaser, and for that I'm excited for it. It doesn't seem like it's it doesn't feel like it's missing anything. It's got the emotion that you want out of it. And Supergirl, I mean, this actress is nailing her perfectly.
Hmm.
So I think that we're in for a nice revisit of like the whole Guardians of the Galaxy kind of like era vibe for it. So I'm looking forward to it. And keep in mind, even though again James Gunn definitely has a hand in this thing, he didn't direct it.
Correct.
So
Correct.
so you got to give James a little bit of a break. Someone else is telling the story here.
Hmm. Yeah, I do like at the end they asked him, what about Superman? And he says he sees the good in everyone, and she says I see the truth, which is
Yeah.
actually pretty cool. Dave, what did you think about that Supergirl trailer?
I liked it.
Okay.
One, I liked it. It looks good. Not that I didn't think it was going to. It definitely gives some Guardians of the Galaxy vibes. I like that, to Rob's point, like she's not Clark. Like she's just not a female version of Superman. So
Mhm.
I feel it's very evident that this is an independent Supergirl story. Like, it's not going to be like, where's Superman? And like, how much is she trying to live up to him or whatever? Like, we get to see Kendor getting bottled up, it looks like. Like, she's very much her own character. And it seems like we're going to get a really fleshed out Supergirl here. You know, we had the Helen Slater movie in '84. I never watched the show, the CW show, even though I heard it did pretty well. But it also, it also went into like the Arrowverse and leaned on a whole bunch of other characters. Nothing wrong with that. But this looks like it's a Supergirl movie through and through, which is I like that we're getting that. Okay.
Cool, man. I'm looking forward to it. And I think when the other trailers come out, I think it's going to be really good. I think so. You know, I'm on board with James Gunn. So, you know, we'll see how it goes from there. All right, guys, we're actually going to go right to the mailbag and got a lot of questions that actually came in. So let's right to the questions here. And the first one is from Freddie T from Fort Lee, New Jersey. He goes, "Hey, Rob, I'm a young writer. And what I've noticed, often new writers in today's age struggle to accept criticism from professionals. Agree? Thanks. Love your script show."
Yeah, I 100% agree. And thank you for watching the writers' room. That's really cool. To see people writing about that. So that's awesome.
I know this guy too from Fort Lee.
Really nice. Yeah. Thank you, bro. So yeah, I agree. The thing with being a writer or being an artist in general, okay, is that your art. Two things you're gonna have to accept. Your art does not belong to you. You create it, but it belongs to the people they're gonna receive it. Whether that be the readers, whether that be the movie audiences, wherever it is that you create. Once you create it, you have to give it away because it does not belong to you. Those are the people that are gonna tell you whether it's good or not. And you gotta understand that people are diverse. Everything's subjective when it comes to art. So if somebody might say, "Wow, this story is just amazing," and then the person right next to them be like, "Oh, what are you talking about? This is garbage." Rejection, though, like for when you're trying to like make moves to actually get your script noticed, you're gonna have to embrace the word no, because you're gonna get that a lot. It is rare, if almost impossible, that if you're a young writer, you're just starting out, that you are beyond talented and beyond versed with what a good script is going to be viewed as, that's good enough to be made. It's few and far between. I'm not saying there aren't examples about that, but it is rare. You're going to go through a bunch of stories. Most of the time, that's normal before you finally get to the person that wants to make your movie and tells you the yes. So remember, every single no that you get is one step closer to that yes that you really want to hear and the one that's actually suited for you.
Okay, that's excellent response, Rob. Excellent. All right, the next question. All right, this one is from Vigo the Carpathian. He says, "Boys, Oscar is fucking dead. His last word: death is but a doorway, time is but a window. I'll be back. R.I.P. Oscar." So he says Oscar's dead. So that's what his thoughts are.
This guy's not mourning him.
Vigo himself telling us. So I guess we know what happened to Oscar.
I guess you don't. Okay, but I have another questions for you here, and this is from the Gatekeeper, and he says, "Hey, Dave, GB, Dave, after
same guy sending in questions.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be.
It's gotta be. Yes. Hey, GB, Dave, after watching Afterlife, I really enjoyed the movie, especially Lucky, but I feel her character was underdeveloped. What do you think?"
Afterlife, I think her character was fine. Seeing that she had such a big part in Frozen Empire, looking back, it would have made a little bit more sense to give her something. But at the same time, there's enough time in between both movies where you could just be like, yeah, it makes sense that she stayed with everybody and got interested in this and then was taken to New York. So as long as she stayed, if they decide to keep using Celeste O'Connor as that character, as long as they develop her a little bit, it's fine.
Okay. And then we got a question here from Peter H, New Jersey. Says, "Can we talk about Cap Steve Rogers returning?" Yes. So guys, what did you think about that sort of that Doomsday trailer? And I've like I said, it's real apparently from everything I've heard.
I missed the days when we were actually surprised in the theater at the trailers.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep,
Yes, 100%.
those were days. But now everything leaks these days. Well, I just had the Spider-Man trailer leaked. So everything's leaking, you know. Supposedly there's going to be 3 trailers. There's going to be Cap, Thor, and then I think Doctor Doom probably, and then they're going to release the trailer. And I got to tell you, you know, Steve Rogers wasn't on the chair watch, you know, like Chris Evans. So I'm convinced that even though Robert Downey Jr. is going to be Doctor Doom, I bet you he comes back as Iron Man. I bet you Iron Man's going to be in there somewhere, some way.
Oh, yeah, I think you're definitely gonna have that. And as far as Cap goes, the original Cap, I should say, I found 2 things interesting. One, he has a kid. Okay, I did not expect that. Kind of makes sense, I guess. You know, if he goes back, you know, in time to live, you know, like with Peggy. Yeah, you know, I didn't think about it. You know, yeah, they probably would talk about having kids. You know, Steve is that kind of guy. Um, but I didn't expect that. And the other thing I noticed that was interesting was that with the actual captions at the end, it read Steve Rogers will return in Avengers Doomsday, not Captain America or not Captain Steve, Steve Rogers. So I thought that was interesting, very intentional because Captain America is Sam Wilson right now. So I
Correct.
just wonder if, you know,
That's a good
Steve
point.
is ever going to have that real, you know, put on the suit again, or is he going to take on a different like character? Like there's been other iterations of Steve Rogers as like, you know, Nomad or the Captain. So I wonder if they're going to bring something like that so that, because he always, once they did the transition to Sam Wilson in the comic book, Steve Rogers was very respectful. It's like, no, you're Captain America. I'm going to do my own thing.
Yeah. Dave, what did you think about it? Did you see that? Whatever.
Yeah, first of all, if Iron Man shows up, I'm going to throw up.
I think he is, man.
Like,
he is.
Don't do it. Don't do
I
it.
think he is.
If I know that's what's going to happen, like you guys are reaching at straws right now, trying to make
Yeah, I
sure
agree.
the movie's going to make a dollar.
Mhm.
So Steve Rogers, it makes sense if we get to see. So the thing that I found interesting was that apparently Doomsday it starts right after Endgame. So
Yeah.
clearly what we're seeing of Steve is when he goes back, drops all the stones, hangs out with Peggy, guess he has a kid. Where does it go from there?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
am I excited? I don't know. Like, it's always good to see familiar faces and like old characters. I just feel like Endgame was such a great send off for a few characters. Like, why do we got to do this?
Yeah.
It makes me more apprehensive than excited, to be honest.
Yeah. I don't know if you noticed there was the clock at the end of that video. There's a clock. That clock, if you do the date, it comes out to like May or June or something. That was the original date that Avengers was supposed to come out, the first one. Then they pushed it to Christmas. I got a feeling this is going to be broken up into 2 movies with all those actors in there. It wouldn't shock me if they did that. Something that did a nice
I didn't think about that, huh?
Make 2 movies. You know,
surprise release.
Yeah, that's what I think. And you know, Marvel struggled so much after Endgame. Everyone wanted the original characters. They struggled with all the other movies and stuff. I think they're going to go back to Steve and back to Iron Man and back to because I think they struggle so much. I don't know. That's what I think they might be doing. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But
Yeah.
If that's what they choose to do, they're still riding the struggle bus.
Yep, exactly.
They decided to try to push too much stuff out instead of developing characters in a story you care about.
You know, and to that point, because I actually answered somebody online because someone's complaining about like, what do you want Marvel to do? You know, you want to introduce new characters, you don't like it. You want to go back to the old guys, you don't like it. And I told them, no, that's not what it is. It's just that if you think back to the Infinity Saga, they started small and they built out big. They started with the core 4. They gave each one their individual movies, so you introduce them, you know who they are, and you follow their trek throughout the entire Infinity Saga. When you think about the Infinity Saga, it really comes down to the original Avengers, Captain America, Thor, Hulk, and Iron Man, and then the Guardians of the Galaxy. It's really them, and then everybody else that they introduced played off of them. They didn't do that with the multiverse saga. Who were you following? There's people all over the place. There was no continuity that you could think of, and it just felt like they're just throwing a bunch of stuff at you, and you're supposed to just like eat it all up, which it worked for a little bit, but it's definitely not working now. So I just think Marvel lost their way. They forgot the original formula.
There's no stakes in any of that. Like In Spider-Man, it kind of works only because we were focused. We were only focusing on the current Marvel universe. It was cool to see other people, but like once it was a whole movie just to have everyone forget about Peter Parker, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a whole big, not mess of a movie, but a little bit of a bloated movie to get us to Spider-Man New Day, which is apparently going to be called Spider-Man Everyone's Day because fucking everyone's
Yeah,
Day.
yeah, you're not wrong.
So,
I don't
and
know.
it's whoever's like, oh, you want new characters, you don't like it, you want to go back to to Rob's point, it's not that we don't like it, it's just like tell a better story.
Yeah.
I get it's hard. I get it's hard to be like, okay, we're gonna dig in. We need the public to dig in for another decade of storytelling.
Mhm.
That's what it was.
Yeah, 100%, man.
Iron Man was what, 2008, 2007.
Yeah,
Endgame was 2018. That's 10 years of storytelling.
yeah,
Yeah.
long time.
And they planned it out. They mapped it out. You know, they had a direction.
There's a few stinkers in there here or there, but the worst movie during the Infinity Saga is probably still better than the best movie we've gotten since then.
Yeah. 100% agree.
Or at least neck and neck with like Fantastic Four.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. You know, Anthony Mackie probably was like, mother. When he must have been like,
can I just get some shine?
He's Marvel's Henry Cavill at the moment.
Yeah,
great pick. I think he's a great pick for the character. I like the look. I like Anthony Mackie. I think the Sam Wilson was the way to go. It's just got not great writing.
Yeah, 100% true. All right, we got one more question here, and this is from Ben S. in New York. He says, hey, movie guys, I'm old school and prefer the practical effects and real sets. Do you guys like that or all the CGI? What do you guys think? I like the practical sets, and if it's a good CGI, it's good, but sometimes it's crappy CGI. What do you guys think?
Sometimes it depends on what's happening in the scene. If it looks like everything was shot in a cupboard and not a single person was, if like nobody was on the soundstage at the same time, the same day, and everyone, it's just like close-up shots or over-the-shoulder shots. There's no wide shots happening. It's like it kind of takes you out of it. Now, what I didn't know is that if you look at Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire, all the shots of them outside the New York firehouse, that was a stage built in London, and the city around it, CGI. That's how you do it. So you have like half of it is real, where you have real extras and the front of the building is done and everybody's acting, saying their lines together, and then you put it somewhere else. But when it's just like shot like The Mandalorian, like a few real bits and everyone's in a blue screen room, it's like, oh yeah. In the beginning it's kind of neat, but then it kind of loses it. You kind of lose like, where's the interaction between actors? Like, why are we getting all this?
See that, and that's the thing that I lean more to the practical effects. Now, this is kind of like when I'm putting on my director's hat on and stuff. We spoke about like I want to get the best performance out of my actors. Well, to get the best performance out of actors, especially when you're doing stuff with like effects driven type of like movies, is give them something to react to, something that's actually in their face. Okay, and that you'll see actually way better reactions, way better acting. It pulls you in because when you see these movies, okay, some of these effects are just like mind blowing. It's like, whoa, the eye candy is all awesome, okay, but you're not gonna remember those things if the movie's crap. And part of that crappy movie is the crappy acting, and the crappy acting has to carry a crappy writing. It's like it just basically unmasks all the flaws that you have, and that's why you got to bring in CGI to clean all that crap up. When you do practical effects, at the very least, you're going to get a way better performance, way better storytelling through your actors. And I would argue any movies that have had use of practical effects, they're just superior to the ones that just all CGI.
Okay, pretty good. All right, so now we're going to just wrap up here with the movie quotes. We've got some famous movie quotes. I'm going to name some movie quotes. You guys are going to tell me what you think and tell me if you know it, right? So let me just get this set up over here. And the first movie quote, I'll give it to you, Rob. All right. Nobody puts baby in a corner.
Oh, Dirty Dancing.
Okay. All right, Dave, get me to the chopper.
Get me to the chopper or get to the chopper?
Get to the chopper.
Predator.
Yeah, get to the chopper. Well, Predator, right?
Yeah, Predator.
Yeah.
You got it right. All right. The next one, let's see what we got here. Is all right, Rob. I feel the need for speed.
Oh, that's Top Gun.
Very good. Very good. Those things like they can be amazing. All right, the next one is, you should get this one easy. Life is like a box of chocolates.
Forrest Gump.
Very good. All right, Rob. I'm funny how? Funny like a clown. I amuse you.
Oh, Goodfellas. Great scene.
Great scene, right? All right, Dave. King Kong ain't got shit on me.
Oh, God.
King Kong ain't got shit on me.
I'm blanking.
Blanket, come on. King Kong ain't got shit on me.
I don't know.
Pelican blank, you don't know? Come on, Rob.
Wow, Training Day, man.
Blanking.
All right. Next, Rob, let's see. We'll do this one. Dave, try this one. How about this one? This is Sparta.
300.
Very good. Rob, welcome to the party, pal.
Oh, Die Hard.
Got it. All right. Next one, Dave. Kung Fu. I know Kung Fu.
The Matrix.
Very good. And Rob, finally, roads. Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Back to the Future.
All right, guys. Well, we're not going to have a show next week because of Christmas is going to be on, New Year's Eve, whatever. So, Merry Christmas, guys. Enjoy it with your family.
It's going to be on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, New Year's Eve is going to be next week. I think is on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Right? I think
You
so.
say Christmas is going to be on New Year's Eve.
Oh, let's go. Whatever. Christmas is going to be next week anyway. I don't know. Whatever it is, it's going to be Thursday. Greg wants to do a show with me, but I can't do it on that day. I was like, no, I can't do it.
It's tough.
I'm going to be too busy with, with all the kids and everything going on. And what are you guys going to be doing? Just be with the family and the kids?
Yeah, Christmas Eve I'll be with my nephews doing gingerbread houses, and then the week after is we got the tickets for Stranger Things, the Stranger Things finale.
That's right. Good for you.
The next couple episodes next Thursday. I was hoping, we'll be able to watch Stranger Things in the morning, then go to the parents for Christmas. And no, it's 8:00 premiere again. Whoa!
Oh my God.
But Dave, I was going to ask you, when you were at the firehouse in Ghostbusters, was the guy from Goonies there? Jeff Chunk?
I saw him, but I had no idea who it was because he had his big jacket on and the hat and the glasses.
Yeah, I saw he was there, and I was like,
saw
holy shit.
I don't know. So the guy who's in the picture is Nick. He's the president or vice president. I don't know if he even knew who that was.
Yeah, because I heard he's a Ghostbusters fan.
So many people were coming up to take pictures. You're just like, hey, can I get a picture? Sure.
Yeah, that's great.
I heard he's a Ghostbusters fan, and I think he's a lawyer or something.
Yeah.
So whatever, but yeah, that was pretty cool. All right, guys, we'll have a great Christmas, and I will talk to you during the week, guys. All right, brother?
All right, you too.
You got it, man.
Started from nothing. Jersey streets, we owned it. Jay-Z pumping iron. Body builder coding. Years on the course.